What's up, nerds? Oh my gosh, we've got some work ahead of us in this video. We are cleaning out the office, and on the other side of this wall, I actually have like a whole corner in my basement dedicated to fishing stuff. Kayak accessories, electronics, ice fishing gear, augers, fly fishing. I said it. We have fly fishing stuff. We just never go fly fishing. We probably should. If you guys think we should go fly fishing next season, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I have a whole bunch of stuff. I'd be happy to talk about that more, and I'd obviously be happy to go do it. So we're cleaning out everything. You guys will be along with me for the journey. One of the most important parts of this video for me is that I'm gonna reorganize all of this stuff that we want to give to you at no cost. I'm not allowed to say what that's called on YouTube, I don't think. They get mad when you do that. So let's just call it a shmiv-away. So things that we want to shmiv away on our live podcast that we do every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, that's called Aggressively Average Angler. Now, this isn't just like a junky shmiv-away. There's all sorts of stuff that we want to give you, including things like reels, plastics, actual lures, and tons of accessories that we racked up over the years. An example of those that would be good would be tackle boxes, Plano edge boxes, and also hats and rod sleeves. I actually just got some Buzbe rod sleeves. They're amazing. I just don't use them, and I would love to give them to some of you. So consider going to our live podcast and you'll get a chance at a lot of this. I will have them organized up in my office because I'm in my basement studio. Up in the office is where I do the podcast. They'll be organized up there so I can kind of like just grab and like set up a shmiv-away on the fly. And then, you know, if you win, I'll send it out to you, all right? Cool. Come along with me for this journey. If you guys like what you see and if you're interested in the shmiv-aways, then you should probably subscribe, smash a like on this video, and ring that notification bell. And like I said, if you want to access the shmiv-aways, you have to go to Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. We go live right here on YouTube, and that is called Aggressively Average Angler Podcast. We'd love to see you there and talk to you in chat. Every single episode, we are getting better at every technique in fishing. We're learning from the best, we're doing the research, and then we're sharing what we learn with you so we can get better as a community. It's a blast. Consider joining us. I'd love to see you there. Turns out my fishing corner is an absolute disaster. This is a bunch of junk. Oh my gosh, I just emptied all of this out of my kayak. So yeah, we're gonna have to clean this up. I can't live in this pigsty. It's terrible. Also, probably like half this stuff has to go, and the other half is probably trash. So probably none of it's necessary. Let's find out. Here in the office, we got other stuff we got to deal with too. So I keep getting all these freaking lures. Look, here's my Black Friday haul that we unboxed on the channel recently. And there's all the edges I stopped using because I'm using pretty much all Buzbees now. So we got to figure out what to do with all this stuff. Not to mention endless boxes of plastics I don't use. Bunch of Buzbe trays times 1,000. Oh, a whole nother tackle bag. What's in here even? Oh, a reel maintenance mat. I don't even know what's inside of this. Fly fishing stuff, rod sleeves, never use those. Oh, look, some really classy old Olympia beer boxes. Inside of those would actually be other really old tackle boxes that are full of, I don't know what. There's a lot of stuff I don't need here. So we're gonna go through, figure it out. Anything that I can give away, I'm gonna try and line up a giveaway. And anything that I can't give away, rods, I'm gonna end up selling on Facebook Marketplace. So if you see the post and you're in like the southern-ish Michigan area, like feel free. Like if you want to buy some of my stuff, I'd be happy to give it to you. I'll probably give it to you for very, very cheap, and I might even give you some extra stuff just for free because I got to get rid of it. My goal is to have this like all cleared out so that I can fit the important stuff like all of my kayak gear. This is stuff that I'll be using consistently, season after season. And if you guys are like me, you find out season after season the things that you like to use, the things that you don't like to use, and then you get rid of the stuff that you don't like to use. So, or that you never use, period. So there's some of that too. Hopefully, by the end of this video, I have a much, much cleaner office and fishing storage area. Let's get to it. lot more work than I thought it was gonna be, but check it out. So we've reorganized the shelf. We got our giveaway box, which is completely full now. I was throwing stuff in there left and right. We got our kayak box with extra kayak stuff. There's a crate. Slim down this shelf. Got our inline spinner making kit. We've got electronics and randoms in these bins right here. AquaView. That's just a Cabela's lunchbox that I actually use to carry any electronics for the AquaView, batteries, etc. when we're ice fishing. That is all kayak wiring stuff. Now we got our bucket on the shelf, which is cool, which leaves a lot of room for our rod locker up here. We got old Vexy, and we got all of our rod tubes that we got to re-glue this year to the sled, which will be coming down in our ice fishing video. The funny part about all this is that I did not even touch the office. We're getting there. Let's keep going. All right, so it's literally a whole nother day just because I couldn't stand being down here dealing with this junk. It was a lot of cleaning to do, and I had more stuff to get done anyways. So today we are dealing with this travesty. It's a little behind the scenes from like unboxings and stuff that we shoot in the studio, which is really what used to be my basement office, but that I've plastered with foam and all sorts of other stuff so that it's got better sound. And then all my lighting and stuff, camera, all that, right? So this is the studio. Anyways, it's an absolute disaster because it also serves as the place that I throw all the things that I unbox. Like, look, the Black Friday stuff. Where does it go? I don't know. Eventually it makes its way into my main tackle bag, but what's this tackle bag? I'm sure I'm not alone in this. Yeah, overall, I need this clear. We got to get this cleaned out. So bear with me. Check in with you guys as I'm cleaning this up, as I find things. I'm gonna throw lots of line in the giveaways. Got a whole bunch of Hydroglides I'm not using. Oh look, Slamamanders. Yeah, like all this stuff. It's gotta go. Not to mention you have no idea how much stuff is down here or in those boxes. Let's find out. And again, mystery bag. I have no idea what's in there. Let's find out. All right, so I found out what was in this bag. It's actually all fly fishing stuff. So check this out. We've got a 3-pack of reels from Lamson. These are awesome reels. Check this out. So this is the liquid series, and it comes with replaceable cassettes, so you can actually like, yeah, there we go. So you just pop this out. This is the main piece that attaches to your fly rod, and then you can just replace these cassettes. The cool thing about this is that you can go ahead and have like your floating line, your full sink, and your intermediate if you want to like mix it up, because depending on the water, you're going to use different types of line. I use full sink if I'm like in a lake that's deeper, using floating line most of the time, especially if I'm going for trout, smallmouth, and skinny water. And you got your intermediate if you get to like deeper sections. So the nice thing about this, you don't have to re-spool the whole thing. Take a new cassette, pop it in here, and then you just run the line up through your guides, and you got a whole different way of fishing right off the bat. So I thought that was really cool. I think Paul got me into that one. These all have like brand new fresh line on them too. Guys, we gotta go fly fishing. We're doing it next year. I keep saying maybe, we're doing it. I actually have a ton of reels in here. So we got, this one's a Scientific Anglers. Pretty nice setup there. Floating line with that orange backer, green line. Notice there's a lot of chartreuse in here. Oh, the first one I ever got, I think. Yeah, this is the Prestige from Cabela's. Pretty nice reel. Pretty basic, pretty nice. Ooh, this is a really old Scientific Anglers. Actually, I stole this from my dad. Had some rotted out line. I replaced it with like some intermediate line. So that's cool. Whole bunch of rod cases and stuff. Nice little float boxes with just some random things in them. I mean, I have a lot of flies. Here's like the streamer kit. We got a whole bunch of these double-sided. This one's basically all woolly buggers. I was subscribed to like Post Fly for a while, so I have some like unopened Post Fly boxes, which is now owned by Catch Co, by the way. Look at that. That's pretty rad. So some classics I never even used. We got nymphs. We got steelhead salmon stuff. We got some handmade flies. One of my uncles made those. Check out that one. He made all of these. Pretty good looking stuff, man. I'd love to go fish it. Really need to get into that again. And then we've got like all of our tippet. I've got decent pliers that I haven't been using. This actually needs to go into one of my backpacks. And this will go into the other one. Oh my God, I got all these little kits for holding stuff. Aqual. You just apply this to floating lures, floating flies, so they'll float better. Got a bunch of handmade poppers. These ones came from Rabid Baits. They actually sent us a bunch. I just never used them. What else we got in here? And then randomly a bunch of old terminal and a stringer. And then like all the fly line you could ever want. So yeah, we're stocked and ready to rock. I just don't do it anymore, so I need to get out and do that. Look at that. Oh, there's a crayfish up there. This is a pretty cool box of flies. All right, well, here's your fly fishing stuff, so I guess I gotta go do that at some point. Okay, so we've made some progress, and now we're at the point where I'm actually doing like some tackle reorganization, and after I do that, I'm gonna pick apart the wall. And then I'm pretty good. Oh, look, I put some hats up there. Those are just like really old, like the original run of the Burly hats and stuff. They're pretty dead. Like I don't wear them anymore, but I didn't want to throw them away. And then we got our Autism Angler hat, same thing. Worn them on many fishing trips and completely sweated them out. They hold a lot of value to me sentimentally, so I'll just leave them up there for now. And then yeah, starting to clean this off, just reorganize my swim baits, plastic swim baits, all that. We're gonna get to all this. It's been a journey. So next up, I have way too many fishing plastics. That's kind of what happens when you start working with brands, is you end up getting overloaded. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go through them, decide what stays, what I've enjoyed fishing, what has caught me fish, obviously most important, and what I still want to fish, that all stays. Anything that I fished, didn't like, couldn't figure out, didn't enjoy the action of, or just don't really care about, that's gonna go. And then stuff that I think you guys will like, that'll go into like the giveaway. So we're gonna go through that. I wouldn't give you trash, why would I do that to you? We got plenty of extras, plenty of things that I don't really fish that I know bang, like I don't know, the Exo Ned. I'm gonna throw that in the giveaway box for sure. But we're just gonna start cleaning this stuff out and trying to find things that, you know, we can give away. As any aggressively average angler should be doing, I want to narrow everything down. So I'm like, I can just go to my fluke bag and like get the right fluke, right? Versus having to dig through a whole bunch of stuff that I don't even know if it works, right? So I'm going to narrow it down to the good stuff. Things like power bait and accent, for example. So, okay, so first things first, I had an idea. I have these storage cubes up in my office. I think I'm going to fill these with what is bursting out of this purple tub. This is the, don't say the word, it's the Schmiv-away. So that is all the stuff that I want to give to other people at no cost via the lives. We found out you can't do that in like comments on YouTube or on Instagram. It's an absolute disaster. There are just scammers everywhere, so you can't do it safely, and we don't want anybody to get screwed. So I have 3 bins. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make 1 bin full of all the tackle boxes empty, right? 1 bin full of like baits, or lures rather, and 1 bin full of baits, which would be like your plastics. So hard baits, soft baits. And and then like accessories we'll throw in the soft baits bin as well. So I should end up with like a smorgasbord of all the stuff that I wanna schmiv away. And I can make it super easy on myself to be like, here's a tackle box, here's some lures, here's some plastics, here's a random accessory like a rod sleeve. So I'm pretty excited about this idea. And it might not sound that exciting, but it's very exciting for me because, I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is ridiculous. And this isn't even all of it. I mean, I'm gonna find the rest of it here, but like, look, I'm not keeping these edges because we're Team Buzbe. So we're getting rid of all these edges. Somebody's gonna get hooked up with that stuff. So obviously this is the internet, and I jumped ahead, did my intro, and then took you back with me for the work. And now we're here for the finished product. So I wanna share with you guys a little bit down here in the studio and a little bit up in the office of where we ended up with this. I took out 3 bags of trash. These are like the giant black trash bags that you get for like yard waste and stuff. Totally full. Just lure boxes, paperwork from a million years ago, receipts from 10 years ago. I'm like, what am I doing? So threw away all that. Stuff that I found that was broken, stuff that I found that was useless. So those are now gone. And what we ended up with was quite a few tackle boxes. I think like 15 or so tackle boxes, including Plano edges to give away. An entire tote for the schmivaways. That is actually the back burner schmivaways, because up in my office, I'll show you in a few minutes here, I've got 3 giant cubes that, like the storage cubes, they are full of your tackle boxes, your accessories, and your plastics and your lures. It's nuts. And I already preloaded a few of those tackle boxes with lures. So they're just ready to schmiv away. But the thing I wanted to share with you before I go up there and do that is what I got behind me, which is the collection of tackle organized for next spring That's how far I'm looking ahead. Today I'm filming this on December 5th and I'm already ready to fish March 15th. Knock on wood, hopefully that actually happens. So when the ice clears and we get back out there, this is already ready to go, which I'm excited about. So here's what we ended up with for this next season's plan. So consider this like next season tackle prep. Check this out. I fixed my I Surrender swim bait bag. I added an extra little piece of Velcro because one of the biggest issues with this bag is that you only can fit 8 baits in here, but it should store 16. If you put 8 baits in here, you can close it. If you put 16, you're not, look how, I'm not even close. It's like an 1.5 inches off. So by adding a basically free extra piece of Velcro, I can overload this thing, which is awesome. And there's less pressure I feel on the baits. I'm not bending any tails. I'm not damaging the I Surrender bag. So that's cool. That thing's loaded up. You guys have already seen this on the Buzbe unboxing, but I'm gonna be using these quick cubes for camera gear all year long. Excited about that. I downsized some of my plastics and a vast majority of my plastics went straight into the shmiv away pile. And I'm talking like 150 bags of plastics went into that pile. So stay tuned for that. Go watch the lives. So this, for example, is now my worm bag. Just a little monster bass bag. And I just packed it with the worms that I like to use the most. So from your stick worms to your trick worms, they're all in there. That rhymed. You guys have seen the Sidio crate before. Everybody keeps asking me though. So this is from Sidio, S-I-D-I-O, and you guys can go check them out. It is expensive. To me, it's worth it. It's an investment. Nice thing about this is the security latch means that I never have to worry about all of my tackle bags dumping out at any point. It ain't happening. So that's pretty cool. It also holds close to 100 bags of plastics. It's a lot. So I've got this row dedicated to finesse. This row down here is my jigs and flipping stuff. So from Carolina to, just regular creature baits for jigs. And then I've got all my flukes in here. That's seasonal. In March, I'm gonna be throwing the heck out of flukes. So they're staying in the go-to box. Then I put all my swim bait plastics in this monster bass box. All sorts of swim baits, such as that right there, which is a super basic one, all the way up to the real nice Huddleston Deluxe 68s that we got that are weedless. Even things like the Z-Man Hercules. It's in its own compartment. Don't worry, I promise you they don't melt if you keep them separate. So it is up here, quarantining. And we got our Mega Bass Mag Draft. The big one I just got will not fit in here, so that's fine. So basically all the 4 to 6 inch swim baits, they're all in here, the plastic ones. And then all of my Owner Beast hooks and flashy swimmers, they're all in there too. Got some ice fishing stuff over here, but we'll do that in an ice fishing prep video. I cleaned up my terminal and I'm really proud of that fact because it's easy to let these things just become a disaster. So we cleaned this up. We got like our skirted Neds there, straight shanks just randomly there, all of my mule stuff, EWGs separated by weight, turd spins, all that stuff too. And then I've got a whole bunch of random things down here. This is for tubes. So we got all our tube jigs as well. So this is just Neds and tubes. But this is what I was more proud of. These are the big boxes, right? So in this, I've got sort of the stuff I don't use as much. This is like alternative stuff, but like a whole row dedicated to Carolinas, from pre-rigs to your swivels, beads, and weights. And then I've got like a Tokyo rig box, willow blade jigs, underspins, chin locks, shaky heads, wobble heads. I mean, you name it, like all that stuff's in here. And this would be my go-to. I found out that a little bit of white dry erase marker looks really freaking cool on here, and it stays on because this is covered. So that's written onto the little containers inside of here, which is awesome. So we got like all our hooks, got a whole row dedicated to drop shot, whole row dedicated to Nico and wacky rigging, and then some randoms down below, and then all my weights up top. Pretty proud of that. We got a box that is a deep box from Buzbe, and that is dedicated to all the swim baits. So you can see all the swim baits, glide baits in there. And the big one in the middle here is that Baka Burrito. You guys have seen this one before, but this one's completely dedicated to jerk baits. So nice Colony 28 from Buzbe for jerk baits only. It's got a blue pull tab for the crate, so you can lift that out. That's kind of cool. Blue because cold water fishing jerk baits. You get it? Stole this idea from Paul, shameless plug. This is the frog box. So I took all of the trays out of the Buzbe. This is completely empty, and then all the frogs are up in there. Super light box, easy to carry around. All that stuff dries really quick in there, so that's awesome. Love this container. Got the green tab for the go-to. This is the go-to box, and it is completely empty because I'm not fishing right now, sad face. But that is prepped and ready for day box stuff next year. Made up a box full of these little 2x2 containers, the big square containers. So that is for my square bills and lipless crankbaits, which is pretty awesome. So I got like lipless on the left side of this. On the right side over here, I've got all my square bills. We got a topwater box, so a couple of longer compartments in here dedicated to big baits. Look, there's the Z-Man Hellraiser right there. Then over here we got our big like KVD Sexy Dog walking baits, all of that stuff. So all sorts of baits that I can store in here, from poppers to prop baits to walking baits, whatever, to whatever the heck a Hellraiser is. We got the Edge Flex. Honestly, I might move away from this box very soon. I'm not stoked about its customization. It's not that customizable. With this many crankbaits all stacked together, it's a nightmare, as you would imagine, but it serves its purpose for the time being. Deeper divers and big fat crankies are in here. But I will never move away from this unless Buzbe comes up with something to match. This is the jig box. They now have a spinnerbait box too, you guys should check out, but this is the Edge jig. And I love this box. It gets the job done. So I currently have it all cleaned up. I threw away a bunch of broken stuff, rusted stuff, and I put a bunch of other good stuff in the giveaways and narrowed this down to the stuff I use the most. Other than all this stuff down here, I've got the new Schmiv-away stuff upstairs in the office. So let's head up to the office and close this sucker out. All right, so we're finally done with all that nonsense. We're in the office and just want to show you these 3 cubes. This would be how we run giveaways for the rest of forever. As you guys know, if you watch our podcast, Paul's in his office. All of his fishing stuff is right there. This office is outside of my home, literally outside of my home in the woods. So I don't have all my fishing stuff with me, and that's okay, because now I've got these 3 little cubes that I'll keep stocked up. One has all plastics, one has a whole bunch of fishing accessories. It's actually like the most full one. There's like hats, rod sleeves, bags, the works. And then we've got one that is full of tackle boxes. And that one has Buzbe's Plano edges and then regular like Plano stowaway style, like waterproof boxes. Some of them are already full of tackles. Check this out. Here's the tackle box one. As you can see, a whole bunch of different stuff in there. And I've even got, oh look, this one's kind of full of tackle right now. Stuff and things just that I found throughout cleaning. This one might be my favorite. So accessories, we got like 6 cents bags. Tons of like stickers in here, random ones I've accumulated. Look, there's like a full Slick Bait Co. in there as well. Found some old Bass Mafia bags that I'm not using, so we could use those. There's some 6 cents bags in there. For whatever reason, they get like this weird cloudiness to them. They're not molding, they don't smell like it. I don't know, they'll be fine. And then like a whole bunch of hats from different companies in here too that I don't wear or use or never have worn. So lots of opportunity in here. Also rod sleeves, line. Look, there's a 6 cents rod sleeve in here. Oh, I mentioned this. I got a whole bunch of these neck gaiters. Ooh, 6 gill fishing reel covers. Lots of cool stuff, man. And then, oh, the PSD Resistance. Look at that. Guggen, 6 cents. Random other brands. Some of them are kind of hodgepodge. Like, I mean, I'll throw it in the giveaway. Don't worry, I'll throw extra. Look at half used. But a lot of these are completely brand new as well. Got like brand new Exo Neds, for example. Unused rabbit baits, shaker worms. I mean, unopened Fish Lab baits. You got tons of stuff in here, so I can schmiv all that away. All right, you guys, so the office is clear. Fishing area cleaned up. Now I have access to everything, and it's time to switch over to ice fishing mode. So we're gonna be taking all the ice fishing out for the year. We're gonna lay it out, get it organized, and then we'll do an ice fishing gear breakdown. Probably get some of our new rods and reels, do a little rod and reel lineup for the year. We're gonna upgrade the sleds again because last year it was okay, but we broke most of those rod holders, so we gotta go back and overhaul them. All sorts of stuff will be going down. It's gonna be a ton of fun, so stay tuned, stay with us, and be sure to subscribe, smash that like, and ring that notification bell so you can see when we drop more of that content. Also be sure to attend the lives if you wanna win a schmiv-away. So Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, mark it on your calendar. We go live every single week. We get other creators on there, other smart folks that know what they're talking about. And again, it's all about just learning together as a community. So if that sounds good to you, I'd love to see you there. Thanks for watching today, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.